Hey everybody, and welcome back. So kind of an exciting update tonight. If you've been following me for a long time, you know I jump between my radio control RC world and my full-scale world, which is an ultralight I'm building right now called an Airbike. So this is the Airbike update. So let's jump into this and not waste any time. So essentially my muffler is 99% done, and I think it is slicker than snot. I'm really excited with this. One thing I want to tell people is when you understand what I went through to build this, I hope it inspires you to understand, to try things you've never done, okay? So, but before we get into where the muffler is today, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap, okay? So let me make this bigger. So essentially, I bought some flat steel from a Master Car, bought a exhaust pipe assortment from Amazon Prime that had a whole bunch of curves and bends and stuff, and this is how I designed the header for my Yamaha 340 ultralight engine. I'm sorry, not Yamaha, it's a Kawasaki. It's a Kawasaki 340. It's a snowmobile engine that was used in the 80s. There's a company called Bluebird that takes all the parts and builds you a new engine. But this is my exhaust manifold or header. And this is what it looked like test fit. This is where I was welding it up. Then I took the pipe off it that's going to go down toward the exhaust canister. Bought some sheet metal, again from Master Car. Cut out some parts. Once I bend and rolled it, it turned into this. Then I took my roller and rolled the sheet metal for my canister that looked like that. And now we're going to do the update for today. So from here on is the update. We should be caught up with you understanding what I'm doing. So I'm super excited. My welds are looking a little bit better. I know they're structurally strong, everybody, but I want them to look sexy. Where I start and stop sometimes still has a little bit of an issue, but overall I'm really tickled to death with how my TIG welding is starting to turn out. I've gotten a couple of people sending me emails that I'm doing it wrong. Great. Show me what you're doing and how it's so much better than what I'm doing. If not, just, go eat poop and die. But here's the thing. I know without a doubt this will work. And guess what? Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say it doesn't work. Well, then I just keep rebuilding things. I'm not going to crash an airplane because of the exhaust pipe unless it were to pop off and hit me in the face, and it's mounted below the fuselage. So we know that can't happen. But I'm just really excited with how this has turned out. I mean, to start with just a bunch of Amazon parts and Master Car, and I did buy that little isolation dampener thing off Amazon. So basically this is an Amazon / McMaster Car muffler I made. This is the hanger that's going to be on the top of the canister, and you can see both of them here. And that's what's going to attach to the bottom of the fuselage. And here is a little mock-up where I used a cooler and some blocks of wood just to hold the muffler in place. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So, yeah, I'm really thrilled with where this is going. I have had a little bit of help from a couple of pals in doing some math. Now, there's some misconceptions about two-cycle engines. And I got to be honest, I'm not an expert at it. But I've talked to people who are expert, people that use them for racing go-karts, motorcycles. And there's kind of three different exhaust systems out there. There's a lot of people that says you have to have a bunch of back pressure on a two-stroke for it to produce power. And that's not necessarily right. Look at your chainsaw mufflers. They're just there as a muffler. They're not really there as an expansion chamber or anything. So look at the 42cc, or, I don't know how big chainsaw engines get because I know that's a dinky one. But look at chainsaws. Now, if it's a high performance one where you might have a tuned pipe come off it, that's the second type of exhaust that would be on a two-stroke. So a tuned pipe actually takes the shock wave of the exhaust system and basically reflects it back. So as the exhaust is coming out of the cylinder, it's hit by the shock wave and it helps pressure stay in the cylinder. Kind of in a way building up air pressure like a supercharger or maybe even a turbo would. And then the third kind where you just have a canister that produces a little bit of back pressure. And that's the kind of system I'm building. Mine's not really tuned. Now, the distance of mine could maybe be adjusted and it might show a little change, but I didn't weld it that way. I know a target RPM I want out of my propeller to fly the ultralight. So as long as in testing, on the ground, I get near or over that. As I'm taxi testing or going down the runway, get it airborne, if I'm at that RPM, I know the plane's going to fly great. If not, I may rethink this muffler. But the engine's supposed to be between 32 and 35 horsepower, and I know people flying around on 28 horsepower on that airplane. So even if this muffler is not perfect, I still think the plane's going to fly fine. Okay? So thanks for watching this. This is a short, little, quick update, everybody. It's not a big, elaborate one. I just want to let you know where I'm at with the exhaust on the Airbike. Now, hopefully, I get this exhaust done this weekend, 100%. So I can get the ignition system wired up on the engine and get the fuel system done. I want to be test running this engine within 7 to 10 days. Once that's done, I put the fuselage aside and I go full steam ahead on the left wing. Right wing's framed up. The aileron's not cut out yet. The right wing is framed up. Aileron's not cut out. The left wing, spars are done. All the ribs are done. I got to start epoxying the ribs to the spars. Okay? So that's the Airbike update. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do it. I'm trying to build my YouTube. And believe it or not, I'm starting to make a little bit of money on my YouTube, and that helps pay for my hobby. It helps me be able to build the Airbike and do all my RC stuff. And I'm trying to make better content for you. So please share my videos, like and comment, and I'll see you next time, everybody. So have an awesome night. And don't be afraid to try and learn new things, because 3 years ago I wasn't TIG welding. Now I learned to stick weld a long time ago, and I know how to MIG weld, so TIG wasn't a big jump. But I absolutely love the fact I'm TIG welding now, and the preciseness and the thin metals. I was talking to a friend that says the thinnest metals can be TIG welded. It's hard to use anything else on the really thin metals and have a really good structural. And this is an aerospace friend, so actually they do exotic metals for rocket engines and junk. So I'm going to quit babbling. You have an awesome night. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Be safe.